People turn it on and
Oh, there it went on.
Hey everybody, I'm Kristine.
And I'm Tatiana.
And welcome to Blissfully Raw Life, our new YouTube channel. We just started the YouTube channel 4 days ago. Today is day 4. We're in Sedona, Arizona. We're from Calgary, Alberta and Edmonton, Alberta. And when we travel, we're always having adventures. And we want to take you with us. So we started that officially 4 days ago on Blissfully Raw Life. And today is the day that we've been looking forward to because the Raw Living Expo is starting in Sedona. That is the reason why we came here. Today's Friday and the Raw Living Expo goes until this coming Sunday. We came a few days early so that we could do exploration in this beautiful nature.
Yeah, and as you can see, it is absolutely a beautiful, bright, sunny day. If you've paid attention to any of our previous videos, it's been snowing the past 2 days. And to really put it in perspective, we actually hiked up this mesa here. This is Bell Rock. We did this 2 days ago, so our second day here. And this is the Courthouse Mesa, and this is what we're gonna do today. And so I'll show you a little bit about where we are. I'll pan the camera around. And while we're out here, we learned a little bit about some of the indigenous fauna or flora, sorry. We are interested in the fauna as well.
We have seen some.
Yeah, we did learn a little bit about some of that too. And so we wanted to share with you a couple of the plants that we learned about and what their uses are and whatnot. So let me show you guys this beautiful landscape, and then Mom's gonna talk about the beautiful prickly pear.
And when we first got here, right behind us, there's little puddles of water left over from the snow. And Tatiana pointed out that there was blue finches taking baths. They were rolling around in the water. It was so adorable.
They were had black bodies, yellow beaks, and then a white belly. Yeah, they're so cute. And there was probably half a dozen that were taking baths all along up here. So let's show you guys the landscape and tell you a bit about prickly pear.
So last time we were out here, the flakes of snow, and this was 2 days ago, the flakes of snow were this big.
They're massive.
It was just beautiful.
Just like home. So this is Courthouse. This is supposed to be one of the most photographed areas, or mesas, in Sedona area. This is Bell Rock. This is where we hiked up the other day. Not to the very top, but to the top portion right about here. This beautiful tree with all these prickly pear cactuses. Check that out. Now let's go to Mom, and she will tell you a little bit about what we
Hi everybody. Let's have a chat with our new friend prickly pear cactus. So growing everywhere in Arizona, you see cactuses, and when they look like this, that's the prickly pear. We actually have had experience in all different locations with prickly pear cactus. It grows across North America in semi-arid deserts. We have them in British Columbia, where Tatiana and I are both from. There's a lot of the interior of BC, as well as the south part of BC, is semi-arid desert, where they have prickly pear cactus. In the prairies in Canada, there's semi-arid desert also, and there's prickly pear cactus. And on the opposite side of the country, in eastern Canada, where Ontario is, they also have prickly pear cactus. I've seen them growing in Texas, California, Mexico, and of course here in Arizona. When we were in Mexico recently, we had cooked dishes with this cactus. People are most accustomed to cooked dishes and recipes. However, it can be eaten raw. The parts of the cactus that are edible are the pads, the flowers, and the fruit. What we see here is left over from last year. It's February, so there isn't any fresh new growth yet. But the best time to harvest the pads is when there's fresh ones. That's when they're the most tasty and tender. these won't be tasty, so we're not going to harvest them and eat them. Although I am going to keep my eyes open because I really wanted to do a wild foraging video with you and a recipe where we do harvest them and make them into a raw dish. So the flowers, they taste like butter lettuce. They're a little bit slimy because of the mucilage. The flesh of the pads are slimy also, like okra, but that's good for you. And the prickly pear, the fruit, it's absolutely gorgeous. It is the color of my shirt, except brighter and more vibrant. It's very tasty. And Tatiana and I have actually found them in markets back home. Now, in future adventures, whenever we come across these prickly pears, we are going to stop, and hopefully we'll catch some with flowers or some with the fruit on them. I wanted to share with you some of the nutritional properties of the pads. So they have fiber, mucilage, calcium, vitamin C, potassium, flavonoids, antioxidants, and Tatiana wants to share something with you.
Actually, I had a question. What is the mucilage good for?
It's very gentle on the intestines and for the digestive system. And you wanted to share about the fruit, your experiences with eating the fruit, right?
Yeah,
I keep going like this because that's what they look like. That's the shape of the fruit, and they grow on the tip of the pads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've gotten the fruit in the markets a few times, and most of the time I've gotten them, I've never had any issue. I've just handled them with bare hands. But every once in a while, you'll handle them, and then suddenly you'll feel like your hands have splinters in them, and you can't figure out why. They have teeny tiny little microscopic hairs that get into everything, and they're so hard to see, and like they're really hard to get out too. So if you do handle them, try to handle them whether you get them from the store. They're supposed to take most of the spines off, but they still miss some. Handle them with gloves until you scrub them really well with water, or you can use a flame torch to burn off the hairs. And if you do get some hairs in, you can use a really sticky tape like duct tape, and that'll pull the hairs out. Or a less painful way is using white glue. Pour that over where the hair is, let it dry, and then that'll peel right off. And then I've made some, I use the fruit, I've put it in with a chia oatmeal, soak the chia seeds with cacao nibs and goji berries and
delicious.
All sorts of stuff I throw in there. And it's delicious. So I just eat the seeds because it's full of really hard little seeds. I just eat them just like that and just swallow them. And just be careful how I chew.
And when I buy the fruit, because where I live in Calgary, Alberta, we don't have access to foraging prickly pear cactus, but we do have lots of other kind of foraging that we can do that we'll chat with you some other time about. So when I do get the opportunity to buy them in markets, like the Italian market is where I usually find them, I peel off the outer layer and I just put the whole thing into the Vitamix, seeds and all, and the Vitamix liquefies even the hard little seeds. If you make it thick, you can eat it like a pudding. Put a little dash of cinnamon in it. It has a very mild flavor, a little bit sweet.
So you can always add more honey if you want it a little sweeter.
Absolutely. And if you add more spring water, then you can drink it like a beverage. Very tasty.
Mm-hmm. And here I just want to show you the two different kinds. This is, as I fall over, this is a pale skinned one. This is the one that you can commonly find in markets if you do find the pads. It is apparently a little bit more mild. The more purpley one is apparently supposed to be sweeter and has a little bit more flavor. Yeah.
So we're going to take you further on this adventure today and see what else we can find.